In today's episode of Love Hacks, we're tackling a question so many people get stuck on. What actually makes a man commit? Also a woman. Because it's not always he's not into you or he just needs time. A lot of the time it's simpler and harder to accept. The difference between liking you and being ready to choose you. Today we're breaking down what commitment looks like in real life, actions, consistency, and the signals that someone is building something with you, not just enjoying you. Hi all, this is Renee, and here we got
Kyla, how are you guys?
Yeah, how are you folks? I hope you're all doing well, getting ready for the festivities. I'm geared up. How about you, Michaela?
I'm like the Grinch.
The Grinch. Well, but the Grinch has a sort of Christmas too.
Yeah,
Right?
yeah, but I'm not like the kind of person who gets very excited about Christmas. Like I don't know. I like it, but at some time it's kind of a stressful time. You know, all the gifts and all the things that you have to do around those days, and all the things that you have to finish before the holidays, and it's kind of a stressful time. So yeah, I'm more like a Grinch kind of.
Well, that part I get you. I mean, it's like how many relatives or friends do I? Oh my goodness. Yeah. Of course, it can get overwhelming, But I guess I started, as I leave my previous whatever it was. This is a sort of therapy for me, and I've been watching, yes, but festivity related films. I
Yeah.
watched. Yeah, I recommend Elf. I really liked it. It's old, but I liked it.
It's a good movie.
It was,
It's a funny movie, I have to say.
yes, yeah, it is. And I could relate to that elf. And guys, I recommend it. Okay, it's a nice, relaxing movie. You don't need to be a neurologist to watch it.
That's a good
Okay.
thing. That's a good thing. A movie that it's easy to watch because you don't have to think about it. It just go with the flow and you have fun, and that's perfect with all the stress that we have in this moment in life where you have to deal with everything to be happy the day of Christmas Eve.
Yes, yeah, Christmas or Hanukkah or whatever it is you celebrate. Doesn't mean you might celebrate the universe, but this film is just so sweet. That's why I recommend it. But, well, today we're going to get into a topic that's, it's educational, and I'm going to say it. Basically, it's what leads a man or even a woman, I mean, it can go either way. What leads a man or woman to choose a one relationship, meaning a solo relationship with someone? All right? So I think the way you can propel that in a way is allowing the person to see, not right off the bat, but over the months, allowing the person to see that you're imagining a meaningful and inspiring partnership, as opposed to, oh, I'm going to cling on this person forever and ever till kingdom come. If you get that idea of a partnership, and if it's the right person, obviously.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Because, I mean, if right off the bat you know that the person is a player, chances are they're going to play with you too, right? Like, you do have to, right. But what do you think about that, Michaela?
I think that, first of all, yes, it's very important to find the right person and be sure that you are compatible with this person, or at least that you have something more than chemistry with this person. And I think the most important thing before trying to commit is to have your mind in the right place. And, because we love to have a lot of expectations about what a relationship can be and what this person might be in our lives. And sometimes this person just smile at us. We had just one dinner or one date, and we have that idea that, oh, it was amazing, that's the right person, we have so much to talk about, and that was such an amazing connection. And at the end of the day, you don't nothing about this person. So first of all, to be sure that you have all the good and right information about this person, that everything is real, okay? And once you're sure that everything is real and not something that you just made up in your mind, well, you can try to be with this person and try to go further with this person.
Yeah, and you're trying to build a partnership, not, hey, will you be my new dad or my new mom? I mean, those roles, or be my brother or sister. No, this is a partner. Okay, so I see a lot of people having a lot of difficulty distinguishing between these different roles. I mean, a lot of women try to find daddy and their boyfriend, and vice versa. A lot of men try to find mommy. And quite frankly, no, these are people that are trying to make a team with you, form a team.
Yeah.
So get that clear. That's why we have those things, daddy issues, mommy issues.
Yeah, also, but you don't just look for someone who is like your mother or your father because you have daddy or mommy issues. It's because you also know that kind of person, because that's the example that you have of what kind of love you might have in your life, because you see your mother and your father, and that's what you know. That's a kind of relationship that you know. You don't know how the marriage of your best friend parents are because you don't live with them. You have an attachment completely different to one another because we have different examples. But what you said about being a mommy, we have mommy issues or daddy issues, sometimes it's because we lack of that kind of problems, and we try to find it in another person, like your girlfriend or your father. But I mean, I think that even if you find that your partner is kind of your dad, but your dad and mom have an amazing relationship, and that's not something that it's always bad. I mean, if this is a person who has a lot of good stuff and show you a really nice relationship, it's an example. It's a good thing. But I think that one thing that I heard, I don't know, maybe a month ago, who might be very important is to think about what I'm going to say right now. I heard that in I don't remember when, on the internet, or maybe talking with someone. I can't remember, but that person, it was a woman that I know, who said, ask yourself this question: am I happy and I feel complete, and do I feel that I deserve the kind of love this person is giving me? If you realize that you don't feel like you deserve what this person is actually giving you, the kind of love that this person is giving you, think about it. Why aren't you happy about it? What makes you uncomfortable? What is that thing that you don't like? If this person doesn't make you proud of the way this person is loving you, maybe it's when you have to think about it and be honest with yourself and realize if this person is actually for you. Because if you have doubts, or this question makes you feel bad or sad or angry or anxious, or like, damn, something weird and strange, maybe this person is not the good one for you.
Yeah, and you can't like push that voice away. Yeah, because, well, I mean, from my own learning, I commented that I kind of bailed, maybe not in the best way, but I got out of something because deep down inside, I was starting to see that this person was not ready for a more solid sort of relationship. I'm not giving it labels. I wasn't planning on getting married, but even in a casual relationship, there are some sort of rules, and this person was breaking them constantly and then was expecting me to be around at their beck and call, which was not the case. And, my gut kept telling me, you have to get out of this. You have to get out of this. But I was like, oh, but he's not going to hug me anymore. He's not, because I'm a warm person, right? Mm-hmm. But in the end, I bailed, sadly, and I criticized myself in a rather aggressive way. I don't recommend that. But at the same time, today, I do feel better because if I had allowed it to prolong, it was not going the way I really wanted. Mm-hmm. Again, something casual, but with rules. This person was just taking me for, oh, there she is.
Yeah, the thing is, you just mentioned something that it's very important to take in consideration is a person who loves you wants you to have boundaries.
Yeah.
Boundaries are very important, and that maybe one of the most important things in a relationship is to have boundaries, because honestly, I can tell you, someone who loves you is going to respect you, and it really wants you to have boundaries to show how much do you respect yourself.
Yeah, and here at the beginning it was great, but towards the end it was like this person felt I had no boundaries, and I remember it clearly, and one of my friends is a witness. The person didn't plan anything with me. And then called me up on a Saturday and says, can I come over? And I'm like, well, I'm with my friend. And they said, oh, well, then I'm going with my friend. Like, no. And
that's okay. Go with your friend. I mean,
but my own friend was like, hey, but you should wait around. You didn't plan anything with her. My own friend said that. And the person is like, no, I'm going with my friend. And so my friend and I, we stayed chatting a bit more, and she said, no, this is not right for you, Renee. And I'm like, yeah, I see it. You're now giving your opinion, which I did in a way ask for. She wasn't nosy. She was a good friend. She is a good friend, but she witnessed it, and then later one of my other friends went through something even worse. It was her freaking birthday.
Oh, yeah. You told me about it. Yeah, the person who was like, you wanted to be with your friends instead of being with me and celebrate your birthday without me and all that. Also, we talked about that the other day, I think. Yes. Yeah, you were telling me about it.
Exactly. So regressing to that, basically that is not a partnership. Not in my case, nor in my other friend's case.
Yeah.
Those are no-nos. So I'm going to move on to now working on partnerships, allowing emotional openness, meaning when you're with a true partner, you can be vulnerable. What do you think about that, Makayla?
Looking for real conversations about love, connection, and everything in between? Listen to Love Hacks, honest, heartfelt, and in 4 languages: English, Espanol, Francais, and Portuguese. Find your version wherever you get your podcast. See you soon.
I do agree, and I think your dog is actually agreeing with us. He's very, very communicative today. Yeah, I mean, he has an opinion, and we have to respect it. But yeah, I think you're right about that. I really do.
Yeah, because I mean, if you're not emotionally available, well, you can't build off that.
Yeah.
But how about clearly defined personal expectations?
That's a big one, because expectations and reality are not exactly the same thing. I mean, you can have a lot of expectations about something or someone, and at the end of the day, your expectations are your expectation. It's just what you want that person to be, but that's not what this person is. So I think that expectations, are not realistic. You can have an idea of the things that you want, but pretending that someone is gonna be exactly what you want them to be, or that they are going to love you the way they want that you want them to love you, or that they are going to treat you exactly the way you want to be treated. I mean, I'm not saying that the person is not going to treat you in the right way, but maybe it's not exactly what you wanted. So you have to be realistic, because otherwise you are not having a real relationship, and you're going to be disappointed. You have to understand that anyone is different, and people love the way they love, not the way you want you to be loved.
Obviously, you can't look for your ideal. You might as well get a robot. But what I'm getting at is a mutual, like finding common ground, like just like you have expectations.
But what I'm saying is that's why I'm telling you that, because if you have an expectation who is not realistic, you will never find a balance, because this person is not going to love you the way you want to be loved. So you have to be realistic in order to see that this person is here for you, wants to be with you, is really, really ready to make all the efforts that have to be done in order to make this relationship work. But you have to accept the reality. Otherwise, it's not going to be possible.
You got to be tolerant too, like the pros and cons of both.
If you have a person and you are actually realistic enough to see this person the way they are, and this person to understand that this person is going to be with you in her own or his own way, and trying to be with you and find solutions and make the work and be with you and support you in his own way, and trying to be the person you need them to be in their way, it's gonna work. But if you are like, oh, you have to do whatever I want to do, and you have to be the way I want you to be, and you have to love me the way I want to be loved, that's never going to happen.
Yeah, no, you're not going to find, and they might have these great expectations as well, they might, and maybe you can't meet those expectations.
Exactly.
It's better to get through it quickly than let it drag on.
Or maybe they can, but not the way they want them to go there, Maybe they can meet your expectations, but not the way, or following the way you want them to do it. Actually, if you are smart enough, maybe you will see, and I'm not saying that someone is not smart enough. What I'm saying is that if you are perceptive enough, you might realize that this person can even be better in his own way to meet your expectations, and maybe going even further than you were expecting.
Yeah, but I'm flipping the pie on you. They can have expectations too, which is what I feel with this last thing.
Yeah, no, the thing is, both ways are going to have expectations. But what I'm saying is that you cannot pretend that your expectations are going to be the same, and at the same time, you cannot pretend that you are going to find someone who is going to dance the dance you want to dance.
Yeah. Oh, it's never going to be exactly the same.
Yeah.
But it has to be, as you said, balanced.
Exactly. They have to find a balance to see that this person match with them. When you start to match and realize that this person can be the biggest support in your life and work for you and with you to be a better person and to help you in everything, but in their own way to meet what you need, doesn't mean that they have to follow the same path that you want them to be the way you want it, because we are different.
Yes.
So when you start to see someone who is actually doing everything they want to be with you and helping you and trying to go where you need them to be, well, that's actually one of the first big steps to realize that this person wants to commit. But you have to be realistic and accept the way this person is trying to show for you, and not pretend that he's not or she's not because it's not in the way you want to.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah. You can't model your Ken doll or your Barbie doll.
Yeah, that's exactly what I'm trying to say.
Yes. No. And it goes both ways, but it should be balanced. And when it's not, that's when I detect red flags. When somebody is investing far more than the other person, then there's something definitely off.
Yeah, for example, the other day with my husband, like 6 months ago, we just moved and he was like, we live, I don't like the way we live. And I go, yeah, okay, why? Because we have a mess everywhere and everything. And I'm like, yeah, okay. And I start to look around and I was like, nothing's going to change and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, but all the mess are your stuff, not my stuff. Maybe I did have some kind, I don't know, maybe 3 out of 10, right? 3 were mine, the rest was them. So, I mean, and I was like, okay. And he made all a drama about it. And it was like constantly every single weekend he was like pissing me off because we live in a mess. And I was like, first of all, we don't have enough furniture to be able to put everything in the right place and have a nice place, because we have a lot of things to put somewhere that we don't have that place to put it. And then he was like, yeah, you always blame that thing because we need more furniture and stuff like that. And suddenly I was like, you know what, enough. And I remember that in the entrance of the house, in the hallway, we had a box where a lamp was, and just on the top of the box there was his pajamas. More than a month the PJs were on the top of that box. And I was like, you know what, you want to blame me? Really? Seriously start to look at yourself in the mirror, because your PJ, it's been there for more than a month. So if you want to blame me because all the mess, it's fine. But this stuff there are your stuff. Those things over there are yours, and these are yours. This is mine. And then he says, well, but we have a table and there were meds all everywhere. And I was like, yeah, because the vet was here and I showed him the medications, but doesn't mean that they were there earlier. I just didn't take care of it right now. And he started to just mumble it, la, 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 la. And I was like, enough. I'm telling you, stop it, because seriously, 10 things, 7 are yours, 3 are mine. So if you don't want to be living in this mess, well, take care of your things and stop bothering me. And he was like, yeah. He was so mad, but I was like, stop.
Bothering me, it's not my job to pick up that.
I'm not your nanny, first of all, and I'm not going to take care of your stuff. And second of all, if you're mad, pay attention, because majority of the things here are yours.
Yours. Yeah.
Not mine.
Yeah.
So, yeah, he was like kind of mad about it, but he decided that he has to put everything in order. And I was like, then he was like, oh, we don't have enough place. Oh, yeah, it's true. We don't have enough place. We need furniture. See, I'm not blaming the But we need furniture. It's a reality. We need more furniture.
Yeah, no, well, it's good that you stood your ground, because, yeah, the temptation, like I was flagging myself for a while because, yes, and this is where I'm going to lead into the next thing, where here I might have failed a bit, but as Newton said, every action has a reaction. Now, can we learn from our mistakes? We can, and that's where I'm going to say, contributing a calm and grounding presence. Look, whether you are in a relationship and want to stay in it, or whether you want to get out of it, and folks, I screwed up. Okay, I did screw up here. Your best image for you and for your conscience is keeping your calm. And now, this is something I do battle with quite a bit, because I get angry and I'll explode, not in terms of physical violence, but I'll say some nasty things. So I'm working on it. I'm going to start working with a doctor of emotions, a certified doctor. But yeah, you have to, whatever the circumstance, you have to learn to keep your calm. And again, speaking from experience, when I lose it, guess what, guys? I get sick. It affects me physically, not even physically, physical damage. The ire and the sadness, you have to learn to control them. Maybe you can't do it on your own. I'm going to get, like, I'm talking to a doctor. And I'm not saying I'm going to get medicated. Maybe he or she is going to send me to do meditation. But yes, if you're going to stay in something or exit something, you got to keep control of your sentiments. So, Michaela, what do you think about that?
Yeah, that's absolutely right. It's hard. It's hard sometimes, because when you have someone like I was telling you about my husband who was pissing me off because he was following me everywhere because of the mess we had in the house. I kind of exploded too, because I was like, you know what? Leave me alone. Stop following me all over the house to telling me that we are living in a mess. Yeah, your mess, not my mess. And at the end of the day, as I told him, you know what? You have to stop pretending that I'm going to live the way you want me to live. You can be a messy person, even if you don't want to live in a mess, but you're a messy person. And I have to accept that. So if you're not able to accept yourself, that's something that you have to work on. But obviously, when I said that, I was like, I took around 5 minutes or 10 minutes to calm down, because I really wanted to kick him. I was like, oh my God. What? And you have to, if you need to take a break, take the break. If you have to go for a run before arguing, go for a run. And you have to be very clear with the person you want to commit, to tell them, you know what, in order to get somewhere, I need space to calm down. Otherwise, we're going to have a big problem, because we are not going anywhere. We are not going to solve anything and nothing, because we are not listening to each other. And that's a very important thing, because believe me, guys, I do have a bad temper too. I always have. And I can be very, very loud when someone is like pissing me very badly. Like I can be like, oh my God. You have two choices: to leave me alone,
or to die.
or die. No, seriously, or die, because I can't. I got to a point that I really want to strangle the person. Like, leave me alone. Seriously, I need to calm down. And so it's when you start saying a lot of things that you don't want to say. So it's better to take a break, 5 minutes, 2 minutes, 20 minutes, go for a run, go for a walk, go to buy some chips in the 7-Eleven or whatever. But it's very important to take a break and avoid all these confrontation, because I know that some people want to try to fix everything the right way. And if if you can, because you have someone in front of you who needs to fix everything in the right moment, just because otherwise they get very anxious, and you are both the same way, it's fine, do it. But if you are like me and you need to take a break, and the other person is like, I want to fix everything, you have to be very clear with this person. It's not that I want to do things the way I want to be done, but if you don't leave me alone for at least 10 minutes, we're not going anywhere. And you have to tell this person that you need your space to be able to talk with this person and say, I'm and maybe you can actually say something like, I'm getting a bit upset or irritated, or you are pissing me off. I just need a break. Give me a moment. I will come back to you. But really, give me my space. I need my space. We will talk. I promise you, we will talk today, but I need my space. And then you will be able to talk. And then you will be able to listen to each other. Because if this person is, I don't want to live in the mess, and you are, wait, this is not my mess, and this is the level is gonna escalate even more. You are not listening to each other, and that's when problems really start. And believe me, it's very hard not to make things escalated, but if you can de-escalate, it's better. It's a lot better.
Yes, true. And that's because this person had let me down a few times, more than a few, and I was irritated, but in my subconscious, I wanted to get out of it. However, like the person said, look, I don't want to talk about this right now, because the thing is, what bothered me about this person is that he told me he'd do something and he didn't do it. It's better to be honest and say, look, right now, I don't want to talk to you. No, he said, when I get back to the hotel, I'm going to call you. So here's the Dumbo waiting for the call. Obviously, more than an hour goes by, and I'm like, okay, now, should I have let it go? In retrospect, yes, but I do understand why I got upset, because it's just so much better to say, you know what, I can't talk to you right now at all. So don't contact me or anything. Instead, he gave a fake promise, which triggered me. And I felt something was off. So I let my mouth run the show towards the end. I destroyed a lot of things. Yes, I wanted to get out of this because he wasn't playing by our rules, the ones that had worked so well before he went on his trip and then hung out with a person of the same sex, by the way, but I guess, I don't know, they bonded deeply or whatever. And I let my ire get to me. I simply should have dropped him like a cold potato. Not being rude. Just, we're okay now, by the way. We're okay, but obviously the possibility of and in my head it's dead as well. But even the friendship that we had has been somewhat affected, and that's what I miss, right? But at the same time, I'm not gonna hurt my being by blaming myself entirely, because again, every action has a reaction. The thing is, you have to be clever about how you're going to react. What do you think about this, Michaela?
As you said, every action has a consequence.
Yes. So, what have I learned? I hope there's not a next time, but I will learn not, even if this person doesn't behave the way they should with me. I mean, I was respecting myself, in all fairness, but I will learn to control my ire. Ire is a dangerous thing, folks.
Well, at the same time, you're gonna, this situation is going to help you to learn another thing. I mean, that maybe this time you needed to be a little bit more stronger with your boundaries than you were in this situation. You learned that, so it's going to help you in the future. So everything that doesn't work at the end of the day is not just something that it's a bad experience. Even if you didn't like it, it's always going to help you to learn something about yourself. and how to handle situations with other people and stop committing the same mistakes all over again.
Exactly. And what I've learned is that. And so I hope really to end on a high note and sharing experiences, but at the same time, these 4 tips I think will be really helpful for you guys, to play it cool without hurting anyone, without getting hurt.
Yeah, I think you're right. And if you are a person who is very honest since the beginning with the person you want to be with, and this person actually wants to be with you because they really like who you are, and you are able to build something with trust and with respect and with boundaries, and being able not just to have chemistry, but start to see if you are compatible with each other, and you have your head and feet on the ground.
Yep.
And accept the one you want to be with the way they are, because it's very important. Obviously, there is always something that we have to adjust because we are different people.
Yes.
And there are things that we need to, I'm not gonna say change completely, because you have an essence and nobody has to change his essence, but change the way you deal with stuff, or that something you do really bothers your partner, so try to stop doing these kind of things. But at the end of the day, if you are able to have a conversation, and an honest conversation, the hard conversation, every time there is something that bothers you, you're gonna really going somewhere in a very good direction.
Yeah, exactly. So be true to yourselves and keep the cool. And well, I think we're gonna wrap up, right, Michaela?
Yeah.
All right.
So I hope this is gonna help our audience in some way.
Yeah, I think it will. Have a great week, guys. Take care, and
see you next week.
See you next week, and may the force be with you. Bye.
Bye.